stay black in America, greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. I was viewing a dating game. Uh, Women were holding balloons, 8 of them in a line. Different gentlemen were coming out there, I guess, trying to display themselves to the females, trying to get dates, whatever. And some females would bust a balloon. Soon they seen the guy turn the corner, bust a balloon. Some would bust a balloon after he answered one question. Some would bust a balloon because the woman beside them busted a balloon. So I was just watching. I was saying to myself, like, okay, what is this? What is this show all about? Is this real? Is this fake? What is this? And so bottom line, it's a real little thing they do. You got YouTubers that'll get people in a room and just see how people are going to respond to other people. So this is what the statistics came, because you had different guys pose and ask different questions. So I was jotting down little things each guy thought was important to him. So it boiled down to this. It boiled down to the women in the group are between 31 and 42 years of age. That you would consider grown women, right? And the thing that the women were concerned about was, one woman disqualified a guy because his pants were too tight. Another one disqualified a guy because his beard was not trimmed up really nice. Another one disqualified a guy because he said he wasn't articulate enough when he spoke. One guy said he didn't dress to impress. One guy, he was just too short. So many various, I would say, superficial things disqualify somebody or bust your bloom over, but that's what they tend to do. Now, one guy on there, he was saying how many females have children, or how many baby daddies, and it worked out to be that out of the 8 that was there was 21 baby daddies. So they averaged a little over 2 baby daddies per woman, and so they were like concerned about whether somebody was fat, whether somebody was skinny, whether somebody was sexy. They were worried about they were concerned about a bunch of different things, whether people had fake hair, real hair, fake eyelashes, real eyelashes, made up, looking very, I guess they feel flyly going to a club, but not really being yourself, not a true example of what you look like. So one guy that they were very rough on was a guy who was a naval engineer. He fixes planes, passenger planes, people flying. He was a single guy. He had a 19-year-old daughter, no other children, and he was seeking companionship. So they all eventually burst their balloons because they didn't like the way he responded to questions. They didn't like they thought he was talking about they were downgrading him or something, and he was not. He said from the beginning that everybody has a clean slate with him. That if something goes wrong, it's wrong after they met and not before they met. But they seemed to have took it very, very personal. So he was sent the door. All 8 busts sent the door. Sent him walking to the door. He didn't take it hard. He was like, oh, I'm gone. I did my thing. He expressed himself clearly in English. I mean, it was all black American women or Afro American women. They were all black or Afro American men. So as I was watching, I was thinking to myself that should not they have scrutinized the baby daddies? What was it with the baby daddies that made them want to lay down, have babies, and then, of course, the relationship? Oh, this is not going to work. And they didn't want to they use the word settle, and then they, let relationships break off, and then you meet somebody else, and a year later, 2 years later, and you end up getting pregnant, have a baby with that person too, and that didn't work, so you wasn't going to settle, so you let the person go, and it didn't work out. Why couldn't you strategize that? Where was the great inspector ability then to strategize, make sure you find the right one, or the person's going to go through life with you? Or what I kind of discovered in watching it, even though they were from 31 to 42, that they don't really know how to choose a good man. They wouldn't know how to choose a good man if he was directly in front of them. They wouldn't know. See, if you're judging somebody by a haircut, if you're judging somebody by how their beard is groomed, if you're judging somebody about whether their pants are tight or baggy, or what kind of shoes they wore, or then you're totally looking at things in a backward situation. When you're looking for a mate or somebody to get with, you're looking for somebody who's father material. You're looking for somebody who has the pedigree to raise a family. Somewhere in his lineage, his father, his grandfather, somebody raised families, a father figure that he saw and that he learned, that he became. If you're trying to find that from somebody who never had that, then it's like somebody not being qualified for a job. So if you tend to do those kind of things, you're never going to find what you're looking for. You're going to find what you want at that particular time, but that's not going to be what you need to carry you through the long haul of the road. So I found that these women were lacking in those abilities. And what was difficult about watching them was that some of these women have daughters, some have sons, and how are you going to relay and teach someone anything that you don't even have the capacity? You haven't learned yourself. So just a repetitive situation that'll keep occurring over and over again. And you would think that, being in front of the camera, being in front of a big audience, YouTube audience, you would think that they would have thought it out a little clearer before they came on there. But no, they didn't. They were exactly who they are, walking around, talking every day, doing their thing, and exactly how they are when they went through the YouTube thing. And I think all 6 guys that came out there were balloons busting, all of them. None of them were accepted or by any of these females. These are all guys who had jobs. They had apartments. They had cars. They were single. Out of the 6, I think 3 had children themselves, mostly grown children, and it was just a fascinating thing to see that that, like I say, nobody could choose wisely. Everything was all the choices and things that were criticized were superficial, were not anything concrete or anything that you would think would destroy a relationship, or have a relationship not even start. Now, I was watching, and I was writing down questions that if I was in this particular situation, I would ask questions like, I would ask the same thing. Do you have children? How many children you have? How many baby daddies? That's one question I would definitely ask. The second thing I would ask is what's your net worth? Net worth is a simple thing, so you find out what somebody's net worth is. I would want to find out what somebody's yearly income is as well. Then some things you're just looking at just eyes, like guys are visual, they say. So guys will look at whether somebody's tall or short, whether they're fat or skinny, whether they're sexy, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff. That's what your eyes are going to look at first before you think about all these other things. Then I think the other thing that they're not asking is just who in here has permanent sexual diseases? Who has that? Who in here amongst the women prefer a well-endowed guy or an average guy? Because certainly they've been around. They appear to have been around. around the block, like Jenny from the block, like around the block. So that's going to be something as well, because statistics say that 18% of women prefer larger guys with larger penises, and 54% of black males are single with no children. So you got, and I think it would have somewhere like 30% of black males married. So you have a gap in there between guys that seem to be making all the babies, and these same women who were so hard on these other guys, these guys that came before them, somehow or another find a lapse in judgment when they're meeting these guys who just having sex, unprotected sex, and having babies by them. And there must be a lapse in judgment, or either they're acting for the camera. They're acting like like they are more. They can pick some. They can pick a good man, and the ones they've seen didn't fill the bill. So I noticed in one case they were saying that they don't like light-skinned men, and in one case they said, well, oh, he's light-skinned, but he's cute. I like his hairstyle. I like the way he talks. So you like it or you don't like it, but it was strange to think about it in that kind of way. Black Americans come in all shades of colors, from extreme black to brown to light to ultra light to almost looking like darn near white. Come in all those type of colors and shades. And what I've noticed through my life, being as old as I am now, being in my 60s, that most of the opposites attract. You'll find a dark-skinned guy with a light-skinned girl. You'll find a light-skinned girl with a dark, vice versa. So you'll find a light-skinned female with a dark guy, and you'll find like I said, a dark-skinned guy with a light woman. They tend to like the opposite, but they're emphasizing someone's skin tone or somebody's skin color. But I know the advice that my dad gave me when I was a young man in my 20s. He said, son, don't lay down, have sex with anybody that you would not be willing to marry, or would not be willing to take care of that child if one was produced by that union of laying down and having sex. So he credits sex as being a very important and a thing that shouldn't be just jumped into like willy-nilly. I mean, you're supposed to jump into it with some kind of thought. But evidently we got a lot of people out there, men and females, who I just look at it as just recreational, fun and enjoyment. No great honor or emphasis put on it. Just just another day at the park. Another date, another outing. So I would say choose wisely. And one of the most important questions asked, whether somebody is a Christian, whether somebody believes in God, whether they're atheists, whether what are their belief system. You want to have somebody with honor, and you want to have somebody that's going to be trustworthy, and all those kind of things. You got to make sure you that you evenly match in a degree where it's not going to be a one-sided thing. So you got to really search. One thing I learned about females in general is they show you exactly who they are. If their hygiene is good, they'll show you that. They keep a house clean, they're going to show you that. They can cook, they're going to show you that. Whatever experiences they've been through in life, they're kind of going to tell you most of that too. So if you listen, if you listen and you retain it, you're going to pretty much know, pretty much 91% what that female's like. You'll never get the total number of head count, how many people she had sex with. You're not going to get that. That's not going to go out there. But you're going to pretty much know what she's been around the block. You're going to know pretty much what she prefers, and so that's going to be laid out there pretty easy for you. So shouldn't be a guy who's allowed himself to be taken advantage of, spend a bunch of money, give a bunch of money away on someone going out on dates and people want to spend a bunch of money. I think that should automatically be a red flag. I would avoid that because you're going out on a date, spend a bunch of money, you're learning pretty much zero about someone. So keep your money in your pocket, man. Pay your bills. Pay that car note you got there, and your apartment. If you got a home, thank goodness. Pay your mortgage, and let your conversation skills be heightened in advance, and let your money stay in your pocket. If someone's not willing to have a in-depth conversation with you and want to learn one another, just want to spend your money, well, you got the wrong one anyway. So, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Stay black in America, baby. Until next time. Bye.